Hello and Namaskar. Good afternoon. Welcome to NCERT's live interactive session. This is Simran Singh. You are all watching us on PMeVIDYA channel number 6, or you can also connect with us to our YouTube channel that you all know, it's NCERT Official. It's around 12 noon on your watch, and from 12 noon till 12:30 p.m. we have our special sessions for all of you. That is teaching learning interventions for inclusive classroom, where we try to raise awareness about inclusive classroom setup. So what are we going to study in today's special session? Well, the subject is social science and the session is for class 6. Viewers from any other classes, if you have joined us, this is going to be a productive session for all of you, as we are going to discuss about chapter number 1, the Earth in our solar system, from the book The Earth Our Habitat. And enlightening us more throughout our session, we have with us our expert in the studio as the sign language interpreter, and the expert joined with us in the online modality. Let me introduce our expert for the day. We have with us Miss Anima De. Namaskar ma'am, good noon.
Namaskar and good afternoon.
A very warm welcome in the session.
Thank you.
Ma'am is TGT Science and an inclusion expert. Besides viewers, we also have with us our sign language interpreter in the studio, Mr. Manoj Kumar. Namaskar sir. A very warm welcome in the session as well. He'll be interpreting the entire session for all of you, so you get to understand it in a better manner. Well, in case if you have any of the queries, so feel free to reach out to us in the comment section of NCERT Official. Apart from that, here is our contact number flashing on your screen. It is 8800440559. As I just mentioned that the session is for class 6. We'll try to take all your questions in this session itself, but in case if any of your questions remain unanswered, you can also write to us at this mail ID flashing on your screens. It is dth.class6@ciet.nic.in. So let's begin our discussion for today's special session, that is teaching learning interventions for inclusive classrooms, where we are going to discuss about solar system from the book The Earth Our Habitat. So ma'am, I am eagerly waiting to learn more about it, as a solar system this seems to be a fascinating subject. So what all do we have in today's session for all our viewers?
Yeah, indeed, this is a very interesting chapter, and it gives us an understanding as where our planet Earth is placed in the solar system, or in a broader terms in the universe. So today I am going to discuss this lesson from chapter 1, the Earth in the solar system. Now, you know, when you look around in the sky, you see the sun, the moon, and all the objects that is shining in the night sky, and we call them as celestial bodies. So all those things that you see around in the night, they are known as celestial bodies. Now, these celestial bodies include sun, moon, and all the other shining objects. So today we'll try to understand all the different kinds and different types of celestial bodies, and see that where does our Earth, planet Earth, exist. So while watching, you know, at the night sky, it's so fascinating. It's such a dreamy world that during the night, on a clear night, when you watch the night sky, you must have noticed various patterns that are made by certain groups of stars. These are called constellations. I repeat, these are called constellations. So जब group of stars, तारे, जब कोई particular pattern बनाते हैं, हम उनको constellation कहते हैं. Like you can see it on the screen that I have mentioned the Ursa Major. It is a constellation which is quite prominent. Orion is another constellation with, you know, it has got prominent stars, and then it tends to make a pattern. So they tend to be a very interesting facts, and it keeps us wondering that how these stars are placed in the sky and they are grouped together all throughout, and we call them as constellation. My little friends must be knowing that we tend to call the pole star the North Star. You know, because why do we call it? Because it indicates the north direction. So many a times we had heard of certain stories that, you know, travelers, they did not have a proper direction. These have got mobiles where it tends to tell us the direction. So the ancient travelers, they would always travel seeing the North Star and taking its direction or position as the indication of direction. So the brightest star that you see in the night sky is the North Star or Pole Star. Fine. So we had learned about constellation, that is the group of stars. We have also learned that the brightest star that you see in the sky at clear night is known as Pole Star. Now let's learn some more facts and interesting things about other celestial bodies. You know, there are certain celestial bodies that do not have their own heat and light. So they are actually lit up. वो किस तरह से उजाला होते हैं, वो किस तरह से हमें दिखते हैं, कैसे हमें ये celestial bodies दिखते हैं? They are seen because they are lit up by the stars. So such bodies, such celestial bodies are called planets or greh. Fine. So in Hindi, planets are known as greh. So those celestial bodies which do not have their own heat and light, but you can see them because of the reflection of light falling from the stars onto them, and we call them as planets or greh. And you know what? Our planet Earth is also one of such kind, a planet. And our class 6 students, our little friends, they already know that the planet Earth is also known as blue planet, because of the immense presence of water, and it is so spatial because life exists here. Let's learn something more.
Ma'am, before proceeding ahead, I have a query over here. As you mentioned about celestial objects, so well, it raises my curiosity to know that whether stars are celestial objects or not.
Yes, of course, stars are also celestial objects. They are also celestial bodies, because you know these stars are made up of gases, and then they are big and hot. So because they are made up of gases, there are chemical reactions going on, there are some kind of reactions going on, these gases are burning, so they are hot, they give out light, and because of which they tend to twinkle at night, and thus stars are also celestial bodies. And even sun is a celestial body. Why? Because it is also made up of gases, it also gives us heat and light, and it is so bright. So star is also known as a sun is also known as a star. Fine. I hope that satisfies your query.
Yeah, completely. You may proceed ahead.
Yeah. The next thing, that since we know about planet, I just mentioned about the planet, and Earth is a planet, we need to know that where is Earth placed. So the sun, the 8 planets, the satellites, and some other celestial bodies such as the asteroids, meteoroids, they all comprise of the solar system or Saur Mandal. So when we talk about the sun, which is also a star, the planets, the satellites which is moving around the different planets, then the other celestial bodies which I am going to mention and explain coming, right, such as the asteroids, meteoroids, these all come under the solar system, or in Hindi we say the Saur Mandal. Fine. So Earth is also it is the 3rd planet that is present in the solar system.
As we discussed about the solar system, I would wish to request you to please apprise our viewers how could this particular concept of solar system be made understandable or more fathomable for all our viewers, all our children with special needs.
Yes, there are a lot of avenues, lot of scope that even our friends with special needs, even they can visualize the concept of solar system. I just got an I would like to show you. I think you are able to see this. Are you able to see this? Now,
Yeah,
I
ma'am, we
tried
are able to see this.
So this is a tactile diagram which I have also traced it. So these are all the different planets that are there in the solar system, all the 8 planets that are there in the solar system, where the sun is the central star, which provides, energy to all the planets of the solar system. Now, our spatial children can be made aware of the structure of solar system by various means. Through the tactile diagram that I had tried to showcase here, they can also make models out of clay. It's easily available, so the elders of their family or their teacher can help them in making a model of the solar system. So the orbits, that means the path around which the planets are moving around the sun, that can be traced with a thread or woolen piece. वो उनको ट्रेस कर सकते हैं, ग्लू करके लगा सकते हैं. क्लेज मॉडलिंग, क्ले से प्लैनेट्स बना सकते हैं, पेपर बॉल से बना सकते हैं, या छोटे छोटे रबर बॉल्स को काट के उनको इस तरह से अरेंज कर सकते हैं. एंड देन आवर विजुअली चैलेंज्ड फ्रेंड्स can actually feel them with their hand. So I think there are various such kind of innovative ways which are readily available and can be easily done in the classroom, where these children can visualize and understand how our solar system and the planets are arranged in the solar system. Yeah.
And with that, ma'am, I think that 3D models could also be used.
Exactly. So that's what I said, that we could have taken a ball or clay or paper balls, easily available. They can be glued and can be made in a very short time. And it does not need expertise. Anybody can help in making this in the classroom.
Sure, ma'am. Let's get to know more about this session and about the sun.
Yes. So our sun, life would not have existed on Earth in the absence of sun. So the sun is the center of the solar system, the prime most important, source of energy which lights up all the planets. After sun comes the planets or grah. So as I mentioned कि हमारे solar system में 8 planets या 8 ग्रह है, and they are in the order of their distance from the sun. They are Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune. So these are the 8 planets which are placed in the solar system, and ये जो नाम मैंने लिए, these are according to the distance from the central sun. Fine. After planets comes the asteroids. Now, what are asteroids? I told you that asteroids are celestial present in the solar system. So apart from the stars or planets and the satellites, there are numerous tiny bodies which are moving around the sun. So these tiny bodies are called asteroids. So ये छोटे छोटे rock pieces, tiny bodies होते हैं जो sun के इर्द गिर्द घूमते हैं, जिन्हें हम हिंदी में छोटा तारा भी कहते हैं. Fine. They are rocky objects, so बहुत heat या light नहीं होता, but they just tend to move around the sun. I repeat, there are numerous, बहुत सारे अनगिनत tiny bodies होते हैं which moves around the sun, and they are known as asteroids, और हिंदी में हम उन्हें छोटा तारा भी कहते हैं. Fine. So this is also a celestial body which is seen in our apart the asteroids, we also have the meteoroids. अब ये meteoroids क्या होते हैं? Meteoroids are small pieces of rocks that move around the sun are called meteoroids. Rock pieces, asteroids, they keep on moving, but meteoroids tends to fall, you know. आप जैसे स्क्रीन में देख सकते हैं, they keep on moving from one place to another. बहुत बार देखा गया है कि नाइट स्काई में मेटेओर शार्स देखे जाते हैं, जहां पर बहुत सारे मेटेरॉइड्स ड्यू टू द ग्रेविटेशनल फोर्स टुवर्ड्स द अर्थ दे गेट अट्रैक्टेड. सो इन मेटेरॉइड्स को हम हिंदी में उल्का पिंड भी कहते हैं. आई रिपीट, मेटेरॉइड्स इन हिंदी is termed as ulka pind. So this is one thing that we need to know, that meteoroids are also celestial bodies and the small pieces of rocks that moves around the sun.
मैम जैसे अभी आपने मेटेरोइड्स के बारे में बताया, इससे पहले आपने एस्टेरॉइड्स के बारे में ही बताया था, तो ये जो दोनों टर्म्स हैं ये थोड़े से मुश्किल हैं, मुझे लगता है बच्चों को इसको समझने में थोड़े कठिन है ये, और थोड़ी सी दिक्कत भी आती होगी. तो क्या कोई ऐसी क्लासरूम एक्टिविटी की जा सकती है जिसमें एक स्टूडेंट को सन बनाया जाए, एक को एस्टेरॉइड बनाया जाए, एक को मीटेरोइड बनाया जाए, और इसके माध्यम से बच्चों को समझाने की कोशिश की जाए पूरा सोलर सिस्टम?
परफेक्ट, दैट्स अ परफेक्ट एंड एक्सीलेंट आइडिया. इनफैक्ट ये इस तरह के रोल प्ले करने से चीजें और भी इंटरेस्टिंग, इंटरैक्टिव और इस कंसेप्ट को समझने में बहुत आसान हो जाता है. एंड इवन आवर फ्रेंड्स विद स्पेशल नीड्स, इवन वो बच्चे भी इस रोल प्ले में पार्ट ले सकते हैं और समझ सकते हैं. जैसे अगर हम मेटेरॉइड्स के बारे में कहते हैं तो हम बहुत सारे फ्रेंड्स को इर्द गिर्द खड़ा कर सकते हैं और उनको कह सकते हैं कि चलो आप यहाँ से वहां मूव करो. तो इससे वो रिप्रेजेंटेशन, उल्का पिंड का रिप्रेजेंटेशन बहुत सटीक तरीके से हम कर सकते हैं. देयर इज इवन एस्टेरॉइड्स, दैट मींस द रॉक ऑब्जेक्ट्स व्हिच आर मूविंग अराउंड द सन. उन एस्टेरॉइड्स को समझाने के लिए हम 2-3 बच्चों को खड़ा कर सकते हैं सन के इर्द गिर्द और हम दिखा सकते हैं कि ये रॉक पीसेस है, ये एस्टेरॉइड्स है या छोटे तारे हैं जो सूर्य के इर्द गिर्द घूमते रहते हैं. तो इस तरह से हम इनके डिफरेंसेस और इनके प्रॉपर्टीज, ये किस तरह से बिहेव करते हैं, और बच्चे अपने आप को एस्टेरॉइड भी हिंदी में या इंग्लिश में कह सकते हैं, वो स्पेलिंग्स भी बोल सकते हैं लाउडली, ताकि क्लास में सब बच्चों को करेक्ट स्पेलिंग्स के बारे में भी पता चले और उनके हिंदी और इंग्लिश दोनों टर्म्स के बारे में भी अच्छी तरह से पता चले.
मैम वैसे तो आपने हमें बता दिया है मेटेरोइड और एस्टेरॉइड में फ़र्क, पर ये सवाल फिर से हमारे पास आया है यूट्यूब के कमेंट सेक्शन में. एक बार फिर से मुख्य अंतर बता दीजिए इन दोनों में क्या है.
Yes, I'll go back and tell you. As far as asteroids are concerned, there are numerous tiny bodies which also move around the sun. वो बस ऐसे ही घूमते रहते हैं, ठीक है, वो इधर उधर जाते नहीं है, वो सन के, सूर्य के इर्द गिर्द घूमते रहते हैं. उन्हीं को हम एस्टेरॉइड्स या छोटा तारा कहते हैं. मतलब वो अपनी पोजीशन को चेंज नहीं करते. What I mean to say is that if they are there, they are just moving around until unless कोई एक्सटर्नल फोर्स या ग्रेविटेशनल फोर्स या कोई सेलेशियल ऑब्जेक्ट उसकी पाथ को हटा नहीं देते. बट मेटेरॉइड्स क्या होते हैं, वो छोटे छोटे पीसेस ऑफ रॉक्स होते हैं. मतलब मेटेरॉइड्स के साइजेस एस्टेरॉइड्स के तुलना में थोड़ी सी छोटे होते हैं और वो यहाँ से वहां मूव करते हैं. कभी हम देखते हैं कि बहुत सारे मेटेरॉइड्स वो एक जगह से दूसरी जगह मूव करते हैं बिकॉज ऑफ द ग्रेविटेशनल फोर्स. हम तब कहते हैं कि वो मेटेओर शार हुआ है. मेटेओर शार, उल्का पिंड, सो दे टेंड टू मूव, यू विल, जब मूव करते हैं तो उसमें फ्रिक्शन के वजह से वो जलने लगते हैं, तो ऐसे लगता है कि टूटता हुआ तारा नजर आए. तो काफी बार हमारे कहानियों में होता है कि आप टूटे हुए तारे को देखें तो मन ही मन कुछ विश करें तो वो पूरा हो जाता है. सो दीज आर एक्चुअली, तारा टूटता नहीं है, ये वही मेटेरोइड्स है जो, क्योंकि they are bright, they have form of gases, they are having heat, so they tend to burn and move from one place to another. So ये meteoroids होते हैं. पर asteroids आपको आसानी से ऐसे नजर नहीं आएंगे, उनके लिए आपको टेलीस्कोप यूज करना पड़ेगा. So these are meteoroids can be seen, very often in the night sky, which is not possible in terms of asteroid. Fine, Simran ma'am, I think that will be
Yes, ma'am, you have
helpful.
satisfactorily answered the question of our viewer, and we may
Yes.
proceed ahead. We still have 10
Yes.
minutes left in the session.
Yes, sure. Now, when we talk about all the celestial bodies, how can we miss out on the galaxies? Now, a galaxy is actually a huge system of billions of stars. बिलियंस ऑफ स्टार्स, जब हम बिलियंस ऑफ स्टार्स कहते हैं, अनगिनत स्टार्स है। वहां पर स्टार्स हो सकते हैं, सेलेस्टियल बॉडीज हो सकते हैं, प्लैनेट्स हो सकते हैं, एस्टेरॉइड्स, मेटेरॉइड्स, ये सारे सेलेस्टियल बॉडीज जब एग्जिस्ट करते हैं, क्लाउड्स होते हैं, डस्ट होते हैं, गैसेस होते हैं, ये सारे जब प्रेजेंट होते हैं, वो उन्हें हम कहते हैं दे आर गैलेक्सीज। एंड इन आवर यूनिवर्स, इस ब्रह्मांड में बहुत सारे ऐसे गैलेक्सीज हैं, अनगिनत गैलेक्सीज, जो देयर आर लैक्स एंड मिलियंस ऑफ लाइट ईयर्स अवे फ्रॉम अस। सो ये गैलेक्सी का हिंदी टर्म है आकाश गंगा। सो यू विल सी आवर सोलर सिस्टम एग्जिस्ट इन द गैलेक्सी नेम्ड मिल्की वे। We exist, our solar system is present in the galaxy called Milky Way. So then I repeat, the solar system that the Earth exists in is present in the galaxy called Milky Way. So Milky Way ही एक गैलेक्सी नहीं है, इस तरह से बहुत सारे ऐसे गैलेक्सीज हैं जो हमारे पूरे ब्रह्मांड में फैले हुए हैं। सो इट्स एन इंटरेस्टिंग फैक्ट दैट आवर एस्ट्रोनॉमर्स, आवर साइंटिस्ट, एस्ट्रोफिजिसिस्ट, ये सारे ऐसे साइंटिस्ट हैं जो नए गैलेक्सीज को डिस्कवर करते हैं और उनके बारे में जानने की कोशिश करते हैं। और कहाँ से? By being on Earth, उनके पास बहुत पावरफुल टेलीस्कोप्स होते हैं जिनसे वो काफी सारे मैथमेटिकल कैलकुलेशन करते हैं, और उन्हीं कैलकुलेशन के बेस पर वो बताते हैं कि गैलेक्सीज कहाँ होते हैं, कितनी दूरी में होते हैं, उनके प्रॉपर्टीज क्या है। सो इट्स सिमरन मैम, इट्स वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग थिंग्स दैट हाउ ह्यूमन बीइंग, हम अर्थ में रहते हुए जो एक छोटा सा ग्रह है ब्रह्मांड में, हम यहाँ रहते हुए हम पूरे ब्रह्मांड के बारे में जानने की कोशिश करते हैं, और हम काफी हद तक सक्सेसफुल भी हुए हैं इस ब्रह्मांड के बारे में जानने।
जी मैम, आपने यहाँ पर ग्रह का जिक्र किया। एक छोटा सा सवाल है हमारा आपसे, ग्रह से ही जुड़ा हुआ। पहले हम ये जानते थे कि 9 ग्रह हैं, there are 9 planets earlier,
Yes.
but now Pluto has been excluded from that. Why is it so?
Oh yes, that's really one thing. You know what? Pluto was actually discovered in the year 1930, and till 2006 Pluto को एक ग्रह माना गया। So जिस तरह से मैंने पहले स्लाइड में बताया कि सोलर सिस्टम में 8 ग्रह है, पहले 2006 से पहले हम उन्हें 9 ग्रह कहते थे। बट इन 2006 इंटरनेशनल एस्ट्रोनॉमिकल यूनियन, ये एक ऐसा ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है जो काफी कुछ ब्रह्मांड के बारे में, काफी कुछ कैलकुलेशंस या प्रॉपर्टीज के बारे में रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशंस बनाते हैं। जब उन्होंने रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशंस बनाया, तब उन्होंने ये देखा कि जो प्लूटो है, कोई भी ग्रह को हम उसको ग्रह कह सकते हैं when it fulfills 3 categories. There are 3 rules that the planet has to fulfill. Now it was observed that Pluto fulfilled 2 of the conditions, पर वो जो तीसरा कंडीशन है प्लूटो वो सेटिस्फाई नहीं कर पाया। So after 2006 Pluto was not termed as a planet, but it was termed as a dwarf planet. Dwarf planet मतलब वो वैसे प्लैनेट्स या ग्रह है जो 3 कंडीशंस, नेसेसरी कंडीशंस किसी भी सेलेस्टियल बॉडी को ग्रह कहलाने के लिए वो फुलफिल नहीं करते। तो कोई भी 2 कंडीशन अगर फुलफिल करते हैं तो हम उन्हें ड्वार्फ प्लैनेट कहते हैं। सो आफ्टर 2006 प्लूटो was named as dwarf planet and not as a planet in the solar system. So after 2006, the International Astronomical Union decided to do away with Pluto from the name list of the planet of the solar system. So usko hum planet kehte hain, but dwarf planet. So
Now,
we are left with
Now I'm sure that our viewers, all our students watching us out there, they would be able to write this answer why Pluto is no more a planet. So ma'am, let's have a quick look at the keywords for today's session. So the first word is on your screens, constellation. Constellation. The second word is planet. Planet. The third word is meteoroids. Meteoroids. So we have these three keywords in front of you: constellation, planet and meteoroids. Ma'am, as we have discussed in depth about our solar system, galaxies, sun, so let's have a quick look at the homework also. Do we have one for our viewers?
Yes, of course. So how can a class end without a homework? Little bit of assessment and recollection. So I would like my little ones to write the names of 3 constellations that are found in the sky. 3 constellation, group of stars, So I already mentioned in the previous slide. The second would be, why don't they draw the solar system in a A4 size chart paper and label the different planets? So these are the 2 homework I would want my little ones to do.
Sure, ma'am.
And for my special friend,
let's have homework modification as well.
Yes, for my special friends, I would like them that if they are unable to write the names, why don't they paste the pictures? They can even send me a voice message, spell out the names and then record it and send the recording. That can be one way. The second, that is drawing of the solar system, as we were discussing. Instead of drawing, they can make a model of the solar system. They can even make a tactile diagram of the solar system. The tactile diagram that I had shown you, you can just trace it, make a tactile diagram, label the different planets and send us. So that also will serve the purpose.
Ma'am, as you have that chart, could you display it once again for all our viewers, how they could make a tactile diagram?
Exactly. Yeah. So what I tried to do, is it visible?
Yeah, it's clearly visible.
Yeah. Okay, so this is sun, and then my special friends who are visually challenged, they can just feel it. I've tried to trace it with a pen refill without an ink, and then I just tried to trace it also so that it serves both the purpose. So if you touch it, you get a feeling of, okay, this is the sun, this is the orbit, and then we have the earth and the different planets arranged according to the distance from the sun. So this can be a tactile diagram that elders or friends or teachers can help in making and then give them a feeling. So the teacher can just draw, or the parents can help in drawing and ask our friends to label them, identify, okay, this is which planet. So they will just finger it and find out, okay, this is the 3rd one, so this must be Earth. This is the 4th one, so this must be Mars.
And I am pretty sure with this, our viewers will get an idea of how to conduct this entire diagram of solar system. So let's have a quick look at your screens that says homework submission format. How are you going to share your homework, your answers with us? Obviously, you have to mail them on dth.class6@ciet.nic.in. Let's have a look at the homework submission format. The first one says it's the name of the student. You have to write down your name, class. The class remains class 6. The school name and address of your school, followed by expert or the teacher name. So today we are joined by Ms. Anima De, along with our sign language interpreter, Mr. Manoj Kumar. Apart from that, the date of the session, that is the date of session today, it's 5th of April 2022, and your photograph is completely optional. Thank you so much, ma'am, for explaining this entire concept of solar system so easily and in a very wonderful manner to all our viewers.
Thank you so much. My pleasure. Anytime.
Thank you, Mr. Manoj Kumar, for interpreting the session so well. For all our viewers, thank you to everyone who has been a part of our special session, that is Teaching Learning Interventions for Inclusive Classrooms. Stay connected to NCRT. We'll be back with our upcoming sessions. Namaskar.